Hey everyone, I'm Candace.
I'm Latoya.
And I'm Sherelle.
And we are
Sistas Unscripted.
Thank you so much for joining us.
We are completely unscripted, where we talk about all the things, all the shit, whatever we want, from the eyes of Black sisters. So stay and kick it with us.
Let's get into it.
Welcome to another episode of Sistas Unscripted. We are just going to get straight into it today. And we're going to start with our internet stuff. So I found a couple of things. And I wanted to start with this one. This one was very interesting to me. So I'm going to have you guys listen to it.
Okay.
And I want to get your guys' reaction to this because my mind was blown when I listened to this. Okay, let me give you a little bit of context. So it says late to a meeting, but plot twist, this was crazy. So this lady is on a Zoom call or some sort of Teams call with her boss. So here we go. I'm going to start it over.
2 hours late.
Can you guys hear this?
And I understand, what could have caused that because, this kind of delays not something that will take lately.
I completely understand. I'm really sorry. My house is on fire. Like my whole building, it had a fire and the alarm went off and we had to evacuate everywhere. And I was, we have a duplex. So like I was sitting outside for an hour while they handled the situation. So.
Okay. No, I'm so sorry, but, I hope everyone's okay. But yeah, like next time, just like message me or I guess you were outside and you have a work phone, so you couldn't join from outside.
I didn't have my laptop. I was kind of focused on making sure like everyone and everything was okay.
No, I understand, but you have a work phone. That's the point of the work phone when you're on the go or something comes up. But like, I understand that things are stressful. But from a work standpoint, it's not, I wouldn't say that's the most valid reason to miss a meeting, or at least not even tell me, right? Like you weren't going to come. We expect people to handle their responsibilities, and like situations come up, and you should be able to manage those around work.
Manage like around a fire.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, I'm not expecting you should enjoy it. I'm just saying, like, send me a message from your work phone that something's come up, right? Then I'm not caught red-handed. I could have prepared a bit more for the meeting. But I hope that makes sense. And again, I do apologize about the circumstance. Yeah.
I mean, if a fire isn't considered a valid reason, then I think that says everything I need to know. So I'm transparently, I'm going to hop on Sprout. I'm going to auto apply somewhere else and work for a company that has a bit more common sense than this.
Okay. Let's, if you want to do that and you wanted to drop everything and leave, go ahead. But we have a real fire going on here at work, and we would really use the support. Okay.
I guess.
Okay. Thoughts? Latoya, let's start with you. That makes me so mad. I don't get that. That's so crazy to me. How are we that disconnected, y'all? How are we that disconnected to our humanity to like be more to be more worried about corporate America and corporate businesses versus human beings and their livelihood and their safety? I'm gagged right now, like, and not in a good way. I'm like so disappointed right now. It's like it almost makes me sad. Cause I'm like, how are we, I just kept hearing myself saying, how are we that disconnected to our humanity to care about someone else and what they are going through? Like there's no empathy, no consideration, no, like someone was consciously like has a massive issue. It's not just like a car that breaks down and stuff. And even then I would still be like, do what you need to do. Because tomorrow's another day and we got other people, we can figure this out. But like for you to be like, my house is on fire and all these people, like the apartment complex and all these things, then you should be like, no, that's no excuse to not be here on time. That's crazy to me. Karma is a bitch. And consciously or unconsciously, when you make choices like that, like when that shit happens to you, I hope that don't happen to you and someone shows some compassion for that person. But I guarantee that kind of shit, that no one's going to give you that back if you're not able to give that to other people. So I say F-U-C-K that hoe. Sorry, Mom. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Right? Oh, Sherelle, what are your thoughts?
It's a song. F-U-C-K that hoe. That's a song. And
Really?
somewhere.
No, like that just sounds like
Would it
that
be
just
real?
sounds like a song.
Do you know
I
where I
don't
got
know.
it? Sherelle, you know where I got it from? Not really like from, but I've been watching a lot of MJ interviews, and when he's like, "Fuck the press, Michael's the best."
Oh, jeez.
I haven't seen that one. Oh my gosh, it's so good and so ruthless. They're like, "What'd you say?" He's like, "Fuck the press, Michael's the best." I love him.
Anyway, I would hope that interview or not interview that recording was fake, but if I'm being honest, working in corporate America, I can understand his frustrations, but you can't be upset at her. You can be upset over the circumstances, but as you guys like to say, those are inside thoughts. Um, Safety and people's well-being comes number one. And companies say that they care, but it's always in those situations where you find out if they really really do care or not, because at the end of the day, if your person isn't healthy, your work isn't getting done, and that's still selfish, right? When I worked for Verizon, I understand her messaging, but it didn't come off in the best way, because she's like, you guys are important, like your well-being is important, because at the end of the day, if you're not doing well, you're not showing up well, and if you don't show up well, you don't do your work well, and you don't put up numbers, and et cetera, et cetera. And so ultimately that's just, oh gosh, how would I say it? It's false. It's a false meaning. Like, you really care about me, but at the end of the day, you really don't, because you care about the company. And you're prioritizing the company over me, but you're trying to make it seem like you care about me, but it's actually the company. So anyway, that just went off in a kind of a rant. But anyway, yeah, it's a bummer. Um, and I'm glad that she made the decision right then and there to bounce. You don't want to work for a company that's going to be like that. When she mentioned that there was a fire, and he's like, "But," and I was like, "Get out." Get out. That should never happen. There should never be a but in his response. That should have just been like, okay, no worries. I apologize for the situation. Take the rest of the day. Let me know if you need anything. If you could let me know what I expect you're not going to come back for maybe like a few days. That's totally fine. If you could kind of give me an ETA whenever things are good, so I can figure out what to do with your caseload or your work to let you be stress free about work, just let me know. You have my number. Get off the phone. Figure out what you need. Have a good day. You know what I mean? Like, that really should have been his response. But yeah, that's my thought.
And I just hate that he was so overly professional about it. Like, I feel like there's a way to be professional, and then there's a way to be professional fake. That was very professional fake, where it's like, I understand. However, her house was on fire. People could have died. And your first thought is, well, you have a work phone, so you were outside, right? You should have let me know. And my thing is, my thought, well, first of all, I was like, I really hope this is fake. I thought that too, Cheryl. But I also was thinking back to some of my corporate experiences and jobs I've had in the past. And I feel like that is so real, though. I've had experiences. Do you guys remember in 2020 when we had the earthquake in Utah? So when we had the aftershocks and whatnot. So I was at home by myself. And so that was its own experience. And I didn't have my kids. And so I like froze. And I wonder if I would have gone into mom mode if the kids were here. And I think that I would have, but I was by myself and I was like, what is happening? And I live by a train. So at first I was like, is this the train? And then all of a sudden I felt like this like weird, it felt like we were like in a wave. And so I was like, this is not the train. So I went to work. We had aftershocks there. And I immediately freaked out because my kids were at daycare. And so I told my boss, and this was a time where I was really I wouldn't say I was like overall timid in life, but in this job with the boss that I had, I was a little bit more on the timid side because he was very passive aggressive and a lot of things that we could go into on another day. But it was one of those things where I was like, I need to make sure my kids are okay. I don't care what you have to say. I'm leaving. I wasn't rude about it. I just said, I need to make sure my kids are okay. So I went to make sure the kids were fine. They were totally fine. I stayed with them for a little bit to make sure things were fine. I went back to work and my boss basically was like, yeah, I don't know why you did that. Like your kids were going to be fine. I'm like, my kids were in preschool. This is like, like 3 and 4. You're not going to tell me that I have to stay at work when there's an earthquake and I'm worried about my children. I don't think so. No. Like how just very just out of touch. You know what I mean? So anyway, so all of that to say, that's why at first I was like, is this fake? And then I was thinking, like I said, my experiences. And I'm like, no, I see this stuff all the time. And I've heard people's experiences that I know. And, but also another thought that I was thinking, I think he was mad at her because he was depending on her to do the entire meeting, to run the entire meeting, and he was unprepared. So I think it became then his job to do something that he didn't fully prepare for. And I think that's the real problem. And he's projecting onto her. So that's
There's
kind of my 2 cents there.
I would have to agree with that. There's also an option called postpone. Like,
Right?
like I don't get how the powers to be, the upper people, upper management folks have way more power than everybody else, and they can be like, you know what, unfortunately we're not going to be able to have this meeting today. There was a massive emergency. We need to postpone this until we'll check each other's schedule. Please check your emails. I apologize. And then you move forward with rescheduling. Like, there's options. Like things don't
Or
have
just come prepared.
or, well, of course, come prepared. I'm just like, bruh. But I mean, quick story. I was working at this local business years ago during the earthquake, and I had the same experience where it was like, well, my lovely dog Bert, who unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago. I miss him. He like came running like, what is happening, mom? And I was like, I don't know, but it felt like we're on a surfboard. Like, what's going on? And I still had to go to work. And I witnessed, so we had a range of like people who are in their 40s all the way down to like 18, 19 years old. And one of my coworkers was 18 and she was freaking out. Like she was freaking out the entire time. And I was like, we shouldn't be here. We should not. No, first of all, no one's coming to the store because everyone kept them asses home. So you're actually wasting more money for having your store open because no one came in the store that day. No one came in the store. But you have to pay me and you got to pay that other person and pay yourself because you are half owner of it. So you lost money. It's crazy to me where I was like, why are we open? Like, because we were there for the other aftershock and it was still big where everything was like moving around. The chimes were going crazy. And she was like, started to cry. And I had to be like, go to the back and check in with her and everything. And I was like, I think that we should close. And my boss was like, we'll be fine. I was like, no, we ain't going to be fine. Homegirl is in the back crying her eyes out. Like, this is crazy. And then we stayed, and I think we did end up closing earlier, but even just the idea of opening, I was like, this is crazy. We're going to we're going to not open today, right? It was crazy. For what? $2 that you lost? Crazy.
I saw that and I immediately was like, we need to talk about this in the pod. And I think that might be an interesting topic in the future, just corporate America in general, and just how you both had said it, just how out of touch a lot of companies are. And I understand business has to run. I totally understand that. But at the end of the day, you're nothing without your workers. You're nothing without them. And if you don't have them, your business does not run. You cannot physically run these big corporations by yourself. So you might as well figure out how to make it beneficial for everybody involved and make it a place where everybody can benefit in some way. But moving on, I wanted to bring up two more things. I hope I'm saying her name right, and Latoya, you'll know this better, but she's from Abbott Elementary. Is it Quinta Brunson? So she is supposed to be starring in the new Betty Boop movie. Did you guys hear about that? I think that's so cool, first of all. But obviously, people did not understand the assignment and they're upset about it because, quote unquote, from white folks, they're saying that Betty Boop is supposed to be white. It's like, first of all, it's giving Little Mermaid from back in the day with Halle Bailey. It's really, we're really worried about a cartoon. And if we really want to go back to where Betty Boop really kind of originated from, because I was doing my research and I also knew this anyway, but I think what people don't really realize is that Betty Boop's signature voice and like her overall presence was heavily inspired by a Black Harlem jazz singer. Her name is Esther Jones, aka Baby Esther. So take that. I thought that was really awesome that I think she's perfect for it. I think she'll be great. What are you guys' thoughts? Did you guys
I
hear about
literally,
that?
yes, I did. And there is a picture of her with her gorgeous short hair and a beautiful, like, cute black cocktail dress. She looks exactly like Betty Boop. And also, like, not everything is centered around whiteness. Stop erasure. Stop erasing Black people, Black characters, Black identities, Black culture, and whitewashing it with whiteness. Like, it's not always about your ass. I'm sorry. Like, I'm so sick and tired of hearing these stories about, like, you get to see yourself all the damn time, and also this character is not even based on whiteness. Like, get over yourselves and go do something with your life. Please. Like, go fight for a cause that actually is important. Like, it's important to us because we don't have a lot of representation still in 2026, right? So we're fighting for that still continuously amongst many, many, many things. And then you're going to be mad about all this bullshit that is so minuscule in your experience because you have way more privilege, and privilege is not a bad thing. It's how you use it, my friends. Um, and I'm just so sick and tired of hearing these stories. Like, y'all, I'm like, can we be talking about how we can become better and be more unified and making the world better and heal the fucking world versus having to worry about, oh no, this is supposed to be white. It's like, it's not. And you can eat shit if you're pissed off about it because there's real shit to be pissed off about. And that's what I have to say about that.
I agree. I thought it was interesting because the video that I saw, the guy he basically said, I'm going to totally butcher it, but he more or less had said, and it was a Black man. He had said, you guys aren't upset that Betty Boop is going to be Black. You guys just hate Black people. That's just what it is. And I was like, I mean, where's the lie? These people that are so worried about a cartoon character being played by somebody that doesn't look like them. Ooh, like, come on. Who cares?
Let's
Like,
be real.
let her play the character. She's gonna be amazing. And like, I've seen pictures of her with her short hair and that cute cocktail dress too. I'm like, she's gonna be perfect for it. So can't wait.
She is the one, right? Like, she's been the one for many, many years. Like, get over it. Gosh. Like, get over it. And also, yeah, I agree. Just say what it is. If you hate Black people, you hate Black people. Move the fuck on. Sorry, Mom.
Right.
Mom listens every
Sherelle?
week and she sends us little things and be like, why you have to swear? It's like, because I'm old now, Mom. I'm old. Okay, sorry.
Not the little run. Old. Sherelle, did you hear about that?
Yeah, and I don't care. Like, that's great, and I think that's awesome. But like I said, there's always going to be people who love you. There's always going to be people that hate you, and each party will make themselves known. Like, there's literally no 100% winning. So I feel the sooner people can accept that, the more the sooner they can be happy. So that's just my thoughts. Like, hell yeah, though. Should like I I like cartoons, so Betty Boop is pretty cool. I don't necessarily care to watch it, movie, but if it's streamed, like, hell yeah, but that's not gonna be my cup of tea to watch. But, I mean, hell yeah for her, though. I love that.
Yay for blackness. We love it. So one more quick thing, and then Toya's going to ask a couple of questions, and then that will be the episode. But I saw this the other day. It says, so there's a new term called shrekking. Do you guys know what that means?
Like Shrek? Like Shrek? Like, did we get him from Shrek?
Let's just don't think about it too hard. Do you know what it means?
I don't know. I'm going back to the like Shreking it off. Like, like, I don't know. That's, I
She
don't know.
said shrekking it off. Sherelle, what do you think?
I read it, but I forgot. But yeah, it's something to do with Shrek the character. I don't remember.
So this meme, I'll explain it. It says shrekking is a Gen Z term for dating someone you're not attracted to because you think they'll treat you better. So, and I was like, dang, these Gen Zers are coming out with all the things. I mean, I don't know if they came out with breadcrumbing because I know that that's a thing. I don't know what generation came out with that, but there's all these new terms. It kind of got me thinking, would you guys, obviously you guys are not single, but in the case that you were single, would you guys be like, do you have to have an attraction there? Do you have to have some attraction there? Or would you be willing to date someone that's not as attractive if they treat you better? Sherelle, let's start with you.
I remember, I remember it now that you explained it. And when I read it, I was like, yeah, okay. Because I can relate to it in a way. Because my boyfriend, he's not ugly by all means. Absolutely not. He's a very attractive, handsome man. He's just not someone that I would typically go for. He's not my type at all. And we've talked about this. I like the alternative, tatted, really grungy, long hair. You literally look like a walking red flag where all he is like this handsome, he's put together, he's very well groomed, and he's nothing but a walking green flag. So he just is not my physical go-to type. Um and so I guess by that terms, but I wouldn't even call it that. But yeah, I gained a physical attraction um to him just based off of our connection. So I think, yeah, I think you can, but I don't think that you should just date someone that you're not attracted to because they're going to treat you better, because attraction will if you're not attracted, it will eventually rear its head in the relationship at some point. So I do think attraction is important. I don't necessarily think it has to be the primary thing, but it has to develop in some way, some fashion, or the relationship is going to be doomed. Because, like, what are you doing? Fucking your friend? Like, it's crazy, you know?
I mean,
And
there are people with friends with benefits, so
yeah, that's fine, but you're attracted to them, right? Like,
I
you
mean, I
have to
wouldn't
be
know. I've never done
attracted.
it.
Well, fair, but in general, you have to be attracted to that person physically if you're going to be doing adult activities with this person, right? Like, that it has to happen, or else that cannot happen. That being said, how is a relationship supposed to happen if you're not attracted to them? I mean, not saying you have to do the adult stuff, but like, you got to kiss them. You got to, like, kiss their cheeks and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you got to hold hands.
Not
What
cheeks.
cheeks?
I was thinking that too.
Oh, that's crazy. You guys are gross. So,
Sorry, Mom.
and that wasn't me, Mom. That was your two oldest daughters. Anyway, so that's just my thoughts. Toya, go for it.
Still laughing.
I just love the timing of that was so perfect. Um, I would say this. I don't know. I think that I agree with what Sherelle said. I think that someone who treats you well, if you end up growing in attraction, I mean, that's a great thing. I think honestly, what happens in people's relationships and in their bedrooms is none of my business. If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Sometimes like people are with people who might be completely attracted to them and like the worst treatment ever. Um, and we named those ones toxic relationships, right? Um, so or so they say. And then the opposite of like one person is more in love with the other person or one person is more attracted to the other person, blah, 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 blah. Some people just wanna be like, "Hey, let me treat you well, and it's okay that you don't love me," and that's their life, or vice versa. For me, that wouldn't work. I would need some kind of attraction, but I definitely have fallen for people that are to the beauty standards of this messy ass world, are not considered the most handsome, but their souls and their hearts and their brains are beautiful, and I've fallen for them because we can have intellectual conversations. They are caring human beings to others and themselves and to me. And, like I look for those things in people. It's very important to me. And so I have fallen for those kinds of connection versus always looks. And sometimes when I've fallen for looks, they've been not the greatest people in the world, and they played with my heart. So it's like, you know, I think it's once again, it ain't my relationship and it ain't my bedroom. So do what serves best for the relationship. And if that's what works for the relationship, then who am I to say and who am I to judge?
I agree with both of you. I definitely feel like what you said, Latoya. It's none of my business what you do. If it works for you, it works for you. Great. But as far as my thoughts, I definitely I wouldn't feel right about something like that. Just being with somebody just because they treat me better if I'm not attracted to them. Like that just seems wrong to me. Unless they're open about it. But me personally, I do have to have some attraction. But again, like what you both were saying is, someone that you could fall for that may not be like my normal type and they're still attracted to me, but that may have grown, but I would say like if I'm just going off of a quick swipe right swipe left culture, let's be real, those things are very, very vain. It's like, oh, are they cute? Do they, yeah, I'm looking at, do they look good? And then I'm looking at, as a woman, most women are looking at their profiles too. Most men are probably just swiping left and right. Mind you, I don't know, but from my male friends, they're like, yeah, I don't read that stuff. I read the stuff. So if I find that there's some sort of connection, and there's that attraction there, then yes. But I would say like if that initial attraction wasn't there and we were just friends, but we grew into something, then absolutely. I think that's different. I wouldn't say that that would be shrekking because at that point I'd have an attraction to them, if that makes any sense. I just thought it was interesting, all these new terms that I'm learning. But poor Shrek. I like Shrek. I thought Shrek was awesome. I think Shrek is cute. Anyways, moving on. I know Toya has a couple questions for us today. So we're going to pass it on to a middle sister.
It's me, the middle sister. What do I have to say? I don't know. I was going to try to find like a cool rhyme, but I couldn't find one. So I was thinking about our last episode that we were talking about Delulu until it becomes Trulu kind of thing. And just, I loved the positive affirmations that we are giving to each other. And I kind of wanted to, with like all of our dreams that we are aspiring and working hard to manifest and bring into this reality, as people sometimes say 3D. Um, I was curious what we as sisters want to, or what do we hope to see happen for us based on what we know about each other. And that could be like our dreams or work or whatever. Like, I'm just curious of what we hope to see in our futures that we can give to each other.
Are you talking collectively or individually?
Let's say individually first and then collectively.
And you said of what we can do for each other? Is that
No,
what
what we hope to see for each other. Like
Uh,
what we hope to see happen um for each other. And that could be like what we've been talking to each other about our dreams. It could be about vacations that we've been talking to each other about, like rest. What do we want to like? What do we hope that we can that we'll see? What can we see for each other?
well, I can say for you, Toy, for sure, without a doubt, I want you to get a huge movie role, to get you into the door to really start getting into that. I mean, you're already in the door, but like we need that big door to open so you can be seen and for people to really know who Latoya is, because Latoya is amazing and is so talented. And I'm talking to you as if like you're not here, but you're amazing and you're so stop. And you're so talented, and I I'm excited to see what people are going to do when they finally see you in front of their cameras. Because anytime that I've seen people work with you, they're just in complete awe of you and like, wow, I didn't know you could do all that. You're like, well, I'm here. And I would also say rest, because you overwork yourself way too much to the point of, I think right now, and I mean this with love, but I think you're a yes man right now. And I mean that with so much love. I think you need to learn to be okay with saying no more often and being okay with not having to seize every opportunity. And I understand, especially in the business that you're in, seizing every opportunity is important, but also I think sometimes it's good to weigh out your options to see what's more important. And is your health more important, or is this opportunity more important? And I think sometimes putting those side by side can really help you really understand where you're at. Sherelle, I see more Japan in your future because you just love Japan so much. And I am envisioning and seeing you starting to take pilot lessons because you were talking about looking into being a pilot. And I think it'd be bad A being censored, right? I'm censoring myself right now because children are in the home. But I think it'd be bad A to see my little sister as a pilot. So those are my things.
What about you, Cheryl?
Well, for me, regarding you two, I see for your guys' future and what I want for you guys is just genuine happiness. And for Latoya, I feel that looks like financial freedom. I feel what I want you to achieve to get to that financial freedom is what Candace said, where there's representation or there's a lot of visibility with you in the creative space, whatever creative space you want to, and flexible creative spaces where Broadway, movies, music. So whatever outlet you deem is needed at that time, um, I want you to be able to do that. And through those creative activities, that will give you the financial freedom that you seek. That way you can have your rest when you need your rest, or when you stress, it's a good stress. Like, you're not stressing out just to be stressed out, just to get through the day, just so you can survive. You're stressing out over big projects that you're passionate about, that will have a big payoff and that you're proud of. So that's what I want for you. That's my delusion for you. For Candace, the same, genuine happiness and financial freedom. And I want you to achieve financial freedom through your creatives as well. I believe your creativity looks a little different than Latoya's creativity. So I do want you to find those theater roles, um, those singing roles, the music creativity. Um, I feel like you are getting more into kind of art spaces, because you have those projects that you're dealing with that you haven't been public about. um and you're creating things for your son, and through that, hopefully, no, I want you, and you will, the delusion to have financial freedom through that. And through the financial freedom, you're able to create more memories for your children. And I feel that's the ultimate goal that you want. I feel that's why you want financial freedom, is so you can give your children a better childhood that you had. Not saying our childhood was bad, but parents always want their children to have better than what they had. And I know it's really important for you to create those long lasting memories for your children. So that's what I want for you too.
Oh, I love this. I'm getting all emotional, y'all.
Suck it up, bitch. Suck it up.
Well, thank you both. This is what I see. This is what I want in the Delulu of for my sisters. Sherelle, I see you. What I want for you is also happiness and joy. And I know you often talk about how being with family is a big importance to you, along with traveling and everything, and that you want to provide a way for us to travel together more freely and have more joyful experience together as family. So my delulu for you is to continue on your own journey of finding your space of home, the space that you feel like you are fully Sherelle, in your travels, if that means finding a home in Japan and us going out to visit you, but also finding more fun times where we all just get to be together and be childlike and laughing and eating good food and not having to rush our time together, that we can spend more durations of time creating new memories, not only for the little ones, but for our big adult selves with our parents. And that you'll find the love that will fulfill you to the brinks of everything that you want without any compromise. And for Candace, I also want, and my Delula land is your happiness and your joy. And for all the entrepreneurships, that you're such an entrepreneur, and like your thought process and the things that you're manifesting continuously, like literally bringing into reality, that they will become booming successes, that you no longer have to work for them folks, and you know what I'm saying? That you can work for yourself, and that it just keeps abundant flow. And I say that for all of us, but for you both, like no more. The abundance keeps flowing where financial freedom is the obvious, where you can rest and you can go play. We can all go to Disneyland finally, and take the kids and let them go do what they do, but also you get to experience your own child reprogramming of your childhood and your dreams and your hopes and your desires and your joy. Um, and that you get to pick and choose what shows you want to do and be like, no, that doesn't interest me. Yes, I want to do that. And that you'll be on the bigger stages and people will know your name, and you'll carve out generational wealth for the rest of the existence of our bloodline.
I love you guys. I feel like mine were so superficial.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't at
No.
all. Everything that was everything that I and the all of it hit home, and also learning how to say no is a big thing. It's funny that you say that, because today I told myself that I'm like, I'm supposed to learn how to say no, and I'm not saying no yet. And I get mad because I drove home today and I was like,
I just got done with the show and everyone's trying to pull my time and blah, blah, blah. I just want to like a couple of days to myself. And I'm like venting in my car to myself. And it's like, and then I hear my higher self say, well, because girl, you haven't learned how to say no. And you know, you need to start saying no. So this is the I always go in threes. This is the second reminder that I need to learn how to do that because I want to stay healthy. Because I have a lot of shit. I got a lot of work to do.
Well, here's your third. Say no. Learn how to say no.
I would say
There
that
you
for
go.
all of us, though. For all
That's
of
fair.
us.
That's
You
fair.
know, I receive what you said about me, and yes, and also I think that's something that we were not taught how to do is to say no because we're what's that? We're afraid of missing out. Well, I
Go
can't speak
ahead.
for everybody. I only can speak for myself. Afraid of missing out on something. Really, at the end of the day, it's mostly like hurting people. I don't want to disappoint people, and that's rooted in
That's
trauma.
that's where it is for me mostly is like I don't want to disappoint people. And I I'm really realizing that the real people that are really like in my corner, they're gonna be okay when I say no. And if they're not, then they're just not my people. And I think, our people are gonna understand what our capacity is. And if they don't understand, they're gonna try to understand.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and go ahead.
oh, sorry. And I also want you, Candace, to find the love that will fulfill you and the man that would treat you well and treat you like the goddess that you are, and that you will accept nothing less, and that the babies that will be treated as such as well.
Same. I left that out too on mine and I thought that afterwards. So, same.
Calling in them good menses.
I'm telling you, my kids and you and my kids, they be telling me all the time, Mommy, when are you going to get a husband? I'm like, jeez. So y'all need to stay up on my dating life.
That's exactly. I'd be like, mind your, I love you, but mind yours.
But you know what they say? They're like, we just don't want you to be lonely or alone when we're not here. I'm like, Mommy's fine. Like, yeah, I have my moments, but honestly, like, I'm good. I'm okay. And I think right now too, I'm not focused on that. And I think for once, I genuinely can say I'm not focused on it. 'Cause there's so many things going on right now between like our podcast and my things that I haven't come public about that aren't ready yet that you guys know about. But, and then obviously the kids, making sure they have what they need. And it's just not the time right now. And, there's been a couple times when I thought it was and it wasn't. And that's okay. And like, I know this sounds and please don't take it the way that it's gonna sound because it doesn't I don't mean it to sound like this, but honestly, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm starting to be okay with the idea of like, you know what? If it doesn't happen for me, I'm gonna be fine, you know? Like, do I want it to happen for me? Yes. But am I gonna be fine if it doesn't? Yeah. I mean, I've been single for almost 8 years now. I didn't die. As you say, Latoya, did you die?
No.
No, it's not that serious. I'm fine, And honestly, if I get lonely, I just turn on why? Why? Tell him that it's
That is
human
human
nature.
nature.
Just
One of
turn on
our
Michael Jackson.
He makes everything feel better.
He really does. He heals the world. He makes it a
Makes it
better
a better
place
place.
for you and for me and the entire human race. Had to.
I love it. I know
But
we're gonna talk about like what we want to see for everything, but I think we've kind of like covered all of us. So I'm like my biggest thing too is like Sistas Unscripted continues to grow and thrive, and we grow our audience base, continue to grow our audience base across the United States and the world, and that people will know who we are, and that we'll bring like more siblings together, and so they can have more healing conversations and more fun conversations and joyful conversations and reminisce about their childhoods and see like how, you know, without each other, we would not be who we are today. And even for those households who are only what are they what are they called? The only child household. But I always feel because one of my best friends is an only child, and actually a couple of my best friends are only children. Is that a middle sib thing? Anyway,
But they found, I consider them like family. And so that you make your own siblinghood and your own siblings out of like with other connections that you have. So um I hope that for all of us to continue the awesome work that we keep doing, not work, but the joy that we keep finding in our podcast. And I hope it inspires other people to make those connections and heal their siblings and find joy within them as well.
I love that. And I was also waiting for you to say, make that change. Change. Sorry, it's
Or
still
the
my
other one is keep the faith. Don't let nobody
yes,
turn you around. You got to keep
brother.
your eye on the prize.
I love it. I'm sorry. It's just I'm not even sorry. It's Michael Jackson all day every day right now still. So, I'm in the Michael Jackson hyperfixation phase again.
Me
So,
too, but I think it's necessary.
yes. So, but with that said, let's end with our joy of the week. Cheryl, we're going to start with you.
Gosh, what was it? I had one, but I forgot. Um, this is a different one. I pulled a no call, no show. And I quit. I love it. Not my main job.
I knew it wasn't your main job. Was it the new one?
No.
Okay. It was the other old one.
Yeah,
Never,
because F those bees.
You know what? Hey, if it brings you joy, it brings me joy.
y'all.
Love it for you.
I mean,
I
yes.
was I was flying and this happened on Sunday and my old boss texted me and she's like, "Are you okay? I'm just going to take you off the schedule, but I just want to make sure you're okay." And that's so frustrating because she knows how much needed that. I needed hours to survive, like literally survive. Like I'm going to lose my home if I can't get income somewhere, right? So if you're not going to give me what I need, I'm going to go out and find it. And you're going to ask me if I'm okay? Get the fuck out of here. I was so upset. And honestly, I really just want to tell her about herself. And I was telling my crew, I'm like, either I text her and call her, see you next Tuesday, or I just don't. And like, I didn't. I just left it alone. And then one of my other coworkers, she texted me and she's like, "Girl, are you okay? Like, you're freaking me out. Just tell us you're fine." And I'm like, "Girl, I'm fine. I just didn't text you." I'm not gonna say any names, but I'm like, I just didn't text her back because I don't respect her enough to waste my unlimited data.
T. Okay. That's funny. Well,
So that's it.
We need
I
to coin that. That's funny. You heard it here first. Coined.
Toya, what is your joy?
Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna lie. My whole heart jumped out of my chest when you said you quit, and I was like, "Wait, what?" I don't know how I missed the mark, but I guess I'm just.
I'm coming back fully to
Like,
Utah, 100%.
I guess we're really
Bye.
friend. I'm just kidding. We have
Wish you
fun.
could see Latoya's scary face right now.
I know. I'm sorry, everybody. You have to see it, but my hair looks dope, and I haven't.
Your hair
This
does look
is
good.
this is called the fourth day curl.
Yeah, mine don't do that. I need to get with your girl.
Yeah, you do. My joy of the day is I saw like 2 movies. It sounds so trivial, but I love going to the movies. So I saw 2 movies in the last like 2 days, and it was a lot of fun just to be in the movie theater. But I have to say, I had a late birthday celebration. I know some of y'all saw it on our page and everything. And it was a really lovely, beautiful time. And I'm so grateful for all the people that I know and those who were able to come. I could feel their energy, but it was really cool to see the different kinds of groups of people that are in my world and how they all just fuse together because they have very similar energies of just kindness, love, grace, openness, and just good hearts and good souls. And it's always a good thing when a friend that just meets all these new people for the first time are in the group and they go, "Oh, that was just a really cool group of people." And I was like, you know what? They are. I felt very loved and very seen, and I need to remember that when I start feeling misunderstood and alone on this world, or on this planet. So I have to remind myself that I know a lot of great, beautiful people that bring me a lot of joy. I felt a lot of love on my birthday, so thank you, everybody, near and far. That's my joy.
I think it was a good makeup for last year since we were working on your birthday, you know, for your 40th.
But that's so joyful.
I know, but
I know what you're saying.
I tried to make it as special as I could for, with us working, but you know how it is. My joy is that I was able to get some deep cleaning done over the weekend, over the long weekend. With me having ADHD, my mind gets really, really I get really overstimulated and overwhelmed with too much clutter. And I don't want to sound ungrateful because I'm so grateful for the home that I have. I live in a townhome with the kids, but the kids are getting bigger and they're like mini adults right now. And I just feel like we just have there's something everywhere. And this home doesn't have a lot of storage. So there's a lot of things that end up being like on top of surfaces and stuff. And that stuff drives me nuts. So I got a little of like a tiny storage because I just needed just stuff for like boxes and things. So things that we don't really need right now, I put them away in storage. I got the kids' school clothes and put them in storage, and took them out with their summer clothes, just organized. And I know like that stuff sucks sometimes, but I mean, I still have some more things to do, but it just like clears my mind so much that I can function more and I feel better. Like overall, it's kind of like waking up in the morning and working out, and then you just function so much better throughout the day. That's how I feel when I have a house that's functional for me. So that's my joy because it brings me inner peace. With that said, we want to know what your guys' joy is. And we really mean that. We want to hear from you guys in our DMs or our email address at sistas, not sisters, sistas, unscripted@gmail.com. Thank you so much for being here with us for another episode. Oh, Toyas wants to say something.
One thing. I'm just curious of what our audience and our supporters of Sisters Unscripted, what they might also want to see for us. What do they hope and dream for us as Sisters Unscripted? I'm so curious, since we have such great supporters. I'm curious of what they think too. So
That's so selfish.
is it? I thought it was
Maybe let's change the question. We want to know what you hope for your siblings.
Oh, okay.
I like both.
Okay. Answer one or the other, but do me because I'm better.
But no, but we really do want to hear from you guys. We hear from a lot of people in our DMs. We try to answer questions and just kind of keep the conversations going. But we really want to hear more from you guys about what you guys want to hear from us, what you guys want to see on here. Maybe some of our videos, what you guys want to see on the socials. There was a video that Sherelle posted about it was one of your shows, and you put on the POV or something like where the pranking the oldest sister and her villain arc starting or something like that. And someone had said basically they want to see a real video of me crashing out, more or less. And I just died. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, it's time to get out the home videos. Not like we have anything like that of me crashing out on you guys, but I'm sure we could tell some stories because we've all had them. But no, we really want to hear. Right, next episode. But no, we really want to hear from you guys and know what you guys are interested in, what's working for you guys when you're listening to us, what doesn't work. We're open to feedback because honestly, really the show, I mean, it's for us in a way, but it's for you guys too. So let us know. But thank you again for being here with us. We love you guys. We seriously have the dopest following and we just continue growing. We're almost at 8,000 followers on Instagram and y'all, I'm just so grateful. So grateful. But anyway, thank you again for checking us out on another episode of Sisters Unscripted. Follow us on socials and we'll check it out next episode. Sisters.
Go.
Out.
Bye.
Bye.